Welcome to Raj Technologies. Myself Rajshekhar. In this video, we are going to see about JShell tool. JShell is an interactive tool, and this tool is added in Java 9 version. You can say JShell is an interactive tool used to execute the Java statements. Added in Java 9 version. JShell tool is added in Java 9 version. Then how to open JShell is, we have to open the command prompt and type the command here JShell and press enter key, which is going to open the JShell prompt to us. So let's see. So it's going to say welcome to JShell and opens the JShell prompt. And this is the place where we can type the Java statements. Like example, we are having this system.out.println. It is used to display the messages. So we can check it here like this, system.out.println, and what are the message you want to give, that message can go in double quotes. And every statement should end with semicolon. So here we are going to get the message say welcome. And in the previous videos, we have seen about the default values. So whenever you take any variable of Java, it goes with the default value if you are not giving any value to that variable. Like example, if we take integer, if I say int n, and for integer the default value is 0. So by using this JShell tool, without writing any Java program like creating class with main method, typing the code, compiling and running, instead of doing these many steps, we can just open this JShell tool and we can check whatever the learning we are doing is correct or wrong. It's very simple interactive tool. Like one more example, like if you take double, so the default value for double is 0.0. If you take boolean, the default value for boolean variable is false. If you take string, since strings comes under reference data type, for any reference data type the default value is null. And even we have learned about typecasting. So let us even check the typecasting over here. We are in two types of casting. And first of all, what is casting? Converting from one primitive into another primitive or reference to another reference. So let us see about only primitive type initially in this video. So we are in two types of casting like implicit and explicit. When you convert lower type to higher type, it is implicit. And when we convert higher type to lower, it is explicit. So let us check that. For example, if you take here integer n equal to 100 and I want to convert into long. If you say long x equal to n, the conversion will happen automatically. One more example. If you take short s equal to some 10 and I want to assign to double, so the conversion will happen automatically. The value of d is now 10.0. If you take character c equal to capital A, I want to assign to integer. Since character is smaller than integer, the assignment will happen automatically. The value of n will be what here? 65, which is Unicode of character A. Coming to the explicit casting, converting higher type to lower type. Like example, when you say long x equal to 100 and you want to assign to integer, which goes with an error and says possible last conversion from long to int. Our requirement says to convert into integer, then we have to apply the explicit casting. How to apply? In parentheses, we have to mention int and provide the variable x here. So mentioning in parentheses int, that is your explicit casting. Now the value of n is 100. If you take a double variable d equal to some 35.5 and we want to convert into byte, so when you say byte b equal to d, goes with an error. And our requirement is to convert means we have to say byte b equal to, in parenthesis we have to say byte and say d here. Now the value of b will be only 35. It will take only decimal part, fraction part will be ignored. If you take an integer n equal to 65 and if you try to assign to a character, Since character is smaller than integer, it goes with an error. To convert into character, we have to provide in parenthesis char and say n. Now the value of C will be capital A. That is, for this Unicode 65, the character representation is capital A. And if you take float f equal to 3.14, it goes with an error because in the last video I said any value with a decimal point in Java is treated as double type. So we cannot assign double to a float since double is higher than float. Then whenever you are giving value to float, either you have to end with either small f or capital F. So this is the way to check about typecasting. And even by using this JShell, we can even create a class. We can even create the class, like for example, class my class, press enter key, open braces, then go with a method like void my message, some method name. Then go with a message here like system.out.println, and you can go with the message like welcome to JShell. Then close curly brace for your class, and when you press enter key, it says created class my class. Now if I want to invoke my message method using my class, we have to create object of my class. How to create objects? My class name, object name, like my class MC equal to new, again class name, my class. Then once you create object, by using this object, we can call the method my message, which is going to display on our screen, welcome to JShell. So by using this JShell, we can easily learn Java programming as a beginner. And this is not used for development purpose. For development purpose, we make use of IDEs like Eclipse or NetBeans or IntelliJ. And this is for only simple learning purpose. Whatever the learning we are doing, whether it is correct or wrong, to check that small queries, we can open JShell and check it. And to come out of JShell, we can use /exit at your prompt, which comes out of JShell. So that's about JShell introduction. In the next video, we'll be seeing about scanner class, which is mainly used to read input from keyboard. Thank you. Please like, subscribe and share.